Okay, seriously, Parasyte is easily now in the running for best anime of 2014 after these few episodes, because it's not trying to be like, you know, just this action heavy, gonna give you a blast in the ass every single episode type of series. It doesn't try to do that. It honestly tries to give you a combination of depth to these characters, deep characters, complex emotions, and ultimately developing an ass-kicking story at the same time, and it is doing it so well. We got 2 of these bad boys today, and it was like an early Christmas present, because just seeing yet again, as always, the topic of discussion, Shinichi's change and Shinichi's character development. Man, you gotta love Parasyte, bro. So for starters, with episode 8, you get to see a major and radical change. I think this was one of the biggest changes we've seen thus far. The way he was treating the dog and talking, like, in all honesty, it looked as though he was reading Migi's dialogue or something. Like he was supposed to be saying what Migi was saying. And even Migi agreed when he's basically saying, like, this dog-shaped meat. And he's talking to Saotome. I believe it's Saotome or Moreno. I think that's like a full name. I call it Saotome, but like just the way he has changed, it is a drastic change. It's not something like, you know, just small. And that all can be probably attributed to the whole thing that happened with his heart. And I think that's supposed to be symbolic at the same time, because obviously everything comes from the mind. But since his heart has been changed and he has like those little pieces of Migi in his heart, he's changed as far as like his emotions are not the same anymore. He doesn't have them seemingly. Like he has desires. Like I think he wants genuinely for his girlfriend to not be mad at him. He wants for her to look at him like a good person, but he doesn't have that feeling of like, oh, I love her, I want to give her a hug. Like, there were so many instances where he should have just grabbed her, hugged her, said, I'm sorry, I love you, or something like that. But instead, he just is like dumbfounded as to what to do. And I think, if anything, while it's progression in a sense of like for the situation at hand, he needs to be more badass. At the same time, he's losing a very important piece of himself, of what made him such a good person at heart. And that's his feelings and emotions and knowing what to do at the right time because of how he felt. And not only has this affected Shinichi as a character, it's affecting every relationship he has up to this point. I mean, the relationship with his father even says, yo, are you made of metal? Like, why are you like, you know, so even his father can tell, Migi can tell, his girlfriend can tell. And that girl that at first was looking at him like he was a weak loser, she's more attracted to him now because he's become more cold. So every relationship that he's been involved with has morphed because of the morphing of his personality. And to be honest with you, that's just really good writing, that all the small subtleties is adding up to something grander. And there's something with that black hair chick. I can't remember her name, but the black hair chick that is really on Shinichi's balls and trying to basically play Saotome dirty by like, you know, doing little jealous shady shit or whatever. You could definitely see that either there's a parasite in her and she completely forgot she's a parasite, or something, because she can easily sense parasites when they're coming aboard. So she either has some sort of parasitic being inside of her, or there's something, you know, a huge connection to it. And then we got the introduction to Gata. I mean, yeah, Gaara's voice actor is playing the new character that's been introduced, Hideo Shimada, and you could definitely see off the gate, like, does anybody really legitimately believe, like, no, man, he's a good guy, he's not trying to cause any problems, like, he's a sneaky, shady motherfucker from the get-go. Anybody with a pair of eyes can see that. And I'm definitely starting to notice that Tamiya is going to have a very big role later on down the road. Apparently, she was the one that told him about Shinichi, so that was a big setup right there. But you can definitely see that as things go on, Tamiya continues to develop, and maybe once she has that kid, she's going to go and completely change. Maybe it could be for the good or the bad. And in all honesty, episode 8, one of the big things about it as well, not only did I feel bad for his girlfriend having to notice the dramatic change in him, but also his father, he became an alcoholic after that. So you're seeing the effects of what happened since the mother's death, of what happened to him. And Shinichi should be on the same path. Obviously not drinking, you know, he's a minor, but he should be depressed. He should be sad. And this lady's like, ah, Pops, I'm gonna go have a nap. You know, you finish your beer or whatever. It's like, who the fuck is this and what have you done with Shinichi? And then episode 9 yet again, because both of these episodes were build up and set up, but they were very good build up and set up. I love when you can do build up and set up and information dumps, where you're giving us a lot of information, setting things up, giving more to the exposition, and at the same time keeping us entertained. If you can do both and at the same time hit feels, you're doing something right. And that's one of the things I felt these 2 episodes in combination did very well, is keeping your emotions like really high. It's giving you information, it's building things up, setting up new characters, giving you a new villain, this Shimada fuckhead, and at the same time it's still all very good and wrapping nicely. And that's why I'm saying Parasyte could be the best anime to debut in 2014, because it's just really doing everything, even the subtleties, very good. And then the issues that arose in episode 9, which at a certain point, I'm almost looking at it like, do I like this Shinichi? Like I said it before, and I'll say it again, he pretty much seemingly is the original white-haired Kaneki, except, like, this guy, I don't know, because, like, the way he was talking, like, when he told Saotome, Urusai, you know, shut up, I was thinking to myself, you're crossing the line. You know, you're crossing the fucking line. That's an adorable girl. What the fuck are you doing, Shinichi? Now, sit down, put the dye on, take the white hair off because you're acting too crazy, bro. And in all honesty, that black hair girl is going to become a monkey wrench in their relationship. And at some point, Shinichi's going to have to realize what's going on. Even if he doesn't have his emotions anymore, he needs to put common fucking sense into play and realize this girl is being a huge monkey wrench in your relationship with Saotome. And not only physically, but just personality-wise and everything around it. When we get that flashback of Shinichi and how he met Saotome in the past and everything, physically he looks different. He looks a little bit shorter. He looks a little bit more stubbier. He has the glasses on. He just is nervous as hell. He just physically looks different, but personality-wise, it's like, oh yeah, you know, nervous and everything compared to the Shinichi we know now. It's almost like it's two different people, a radical departure, and I think one of the subliminal messages of this series is radical change, events that can change you in life, and sometimes you gotta try to hold on to the good bits of you no matter how far you go. Because I constantly notice myself referencing the changes in this character. Then we got some big progression as far as the feds being involved because his dad contacted the feds. Wish they would have got a little bit more of like him actually making the call saying, I can't do this anymore. That would have been a nice little addition of a scene. I don't know if they did that in the manga or whatnot, because it's just like one day, oh yeah, you know, let's draw the sketch or whatever, but now we got advancement because it could be a huge war if, you know, all the parasites decide to attack and then the feds come out and they're like, you know, fuck this shit and we can have a huge war. And I'm wondering, why do they believe him and they have the sketch and everything? Why do they genuinely believe him? Have there been multiple reports or everything? I'm imagining that there has been like multiple people coming out and saying, okay, you know, this happened, I seen this, and that's why they're actually believing him and they're, you know, going along with this investigation. And one of the things that I personally thought was very interesting was the girl that's following Shimada around is actually related to one of the feds that is involved in the case, so it's all connecting very nicely. And to be honest with you, I kind of see her dying because I think it would play a very crucial role in making the brother more passionate about this case and passionate about finding this dirtbag. And coincidentally, right when she got on his trail, you know, Shimada's trail, ultimately she dies. I think that that would be a very good plot point and will progress things nicely. In all honesty, these two episodes, they were just very good development for the characters and progressing. This Shimada guy, you could definitely see that he's going to be a pretty decent villain. He's been built up nicely, although it's interesting how him being a parasite himself, he was amazed at Shinichi's abilities to like jump high and his fighting capabilities, dodging and everything. It's almost as if Shinichi has an edge up on some of the other parasites opposed to like what they can do. He has like physical abilities without even needing Nigi. In a sense, he's become a beast, a parasite himself. And then that cliffhanger at the end, in all honesty, these two episodes, very good stuff. I mean, these were setup and build-up episodes with an epic cliffhanger at the end of episode 9, but this was just very good. Like, I'm in between 8.5 to a 9 because, in all honesty, these were setup episodes, but really, really good setup episodes. Especially, I love the OST. I don't give a fuck what anyone says about, oh, I don't like dubstep, it takes me out of the mood. Like, there's certain tracks, especially the emotional ones, when, like, Shinichi is dealing with Saotome and, like, he's saying fucked up shit to her. When that little, I don't know what it is that they play, it just sounds so good and really gets me in the mood. In all honesty, again, I gotta stress, I think Parasyte could take top anime of 2014. I don't know, there's a lot of great contenders, but it just, it gives you what you need. It gives you great story writing, great characters, and at the same time keep you entertained. And when you can do both, you gotta smash. Let me know what you thought of these two episodes. What do you think about Shinichi's change? Do you think it's too dramatic? I honestly think that it's very dramatic, but it's supposed to be that way because this is what the parasites are, and he's becoming one. And what do you think about Shimada as a villain? Do you think he's going to live up to basically the hype that he's gotten up till now? I mean, so far, I'm looking forward to seeing his clash with Shinichi, although he's been constantly saying, I don't want to fight you, so I don't know how strong he truly is. I think it's a cool touch, though, that he has Gaara's voice, just saying, you know, just throw that in there. And what do you think about Saotome and how she's been treated? In all honesty, I felt bad. At a certain point, I was thinking to myself, while Shinichi's cool as shit, I wanted to tell him, you need to stop now. Now you're getting a little too far because this is an adorable girl and you're being a piece of shit. And your thoughts of the episode. Very good stuff. Again, between both of them, I'm arguing between 8.5 to a 9 because it was very good to great. I mean, it was still setup episodes, but really, really, really good setups. So I'll leave that for you to decide. And you're about also these episodes, but that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And let me know if you think this is going to be the top anime of 2014. Have an awesome one.